Lauren Courtney here with you live for a little early morning glow up recess. We don't do these this early, but I felt the pull. I was about to do a post and I was like, you know what? Instead of creating a post and content that I already have, let's hop online and let's chat and let's see what wants to come through instead of me creating something. Let me create with you. Hello. Good morning, Lisa Marie, Katie, Deanna, Emily. Hello. Good morning. Look at this. Kara. I love a little morning crew. I love a morning crew. How is everyone doing? How are you feeling? Is there any way I can support you this morning? I do have some card decks. I was going to pull some cards. So honestly, I didn't know if anyone would join me live, but if there is something I can support you with live here this morning, let me know that as well. And of course, I will pull cards too. I am sipping on my morning bone broth. If you're not active in my stories, then you don't know. I drink bone broth pretty much religiously every morning. Checking on my dog. He's got a bone. It's all good. You never know what your dog might be getting into. All right, so I'm going to just simply start with a chakra card. What chakra are we needing to focus on right now? What would support you? What is it that you need? Before I even go any further, there's nothing you need. There's nothing you need, right? There's nothing anyone needs. I guess that's why I stopped too. Not great in the process of cancer treatment, trying to relax and trust, but it get to me at times. Sending you so much love, Katie. Sending you so much love. I can imagine that can be difficult. And this card popped up right here, listening and just, tuning in with yourself and your needs. I'm feeling stuck. But I'm at work, so can't text too much. Okay, all good. Hey, Crystal. Emily with a specific question. Yeah, so Emily, if you want to drop that specific question, go ahead and do that. And Katie, that listening card, continue to tune in with your intuition and make sure that and your divine wisdom or what are carrying you through. It's really easy, especially when you're going through something like cancer treatment, right? That's a very real thing. We're not talking about something that isn't real and present in your life, and it is very real. With that, bringing your spirituality into your journey, making sure to continue to lean into your wisdom and lean into your intuition, because you do have answers that you need to help continue to support you as you are moving through this process. The family card also came out and listening is showing up again. So leaning into family, allowing people to support you. And family can look like all sorts of things. It can look like mom, dad, relatives, husbands, wives, right? And it can also be your community. So I am feeling strongly that there is a need to lean into community as you go through this process. Emily, with that specific question, with my next move, rent a bit longer and focus on your buying. Before I pull a card for that, I want to ask you, what do you think? What is your energy? What does your intuition tell you is correct for you in this moment? Because here's the thing, we have choice and free will, and you can do both of those things. You can choose to rent a bit longer and stay in that place if that place feels good and that's where you want to be right now. Or you can choose to move into the next phase of the journey, to move into that next place. And the fact is, neither is right or wrong. It's simply where you're feeling you need to be right now. I'm feeling to rent for a bit more time. Okay, great. So I almost want to kind of leave you with that knowing And I'll share this card that is coming out. The Six of Air, the Rescue Cat. The challenging times are coming to an end, and you can now breathe a sigh of relief. Let the past go and embrace the happier times ahead. I have to leave this physical space regardless. Beautiful. Beautiful. The challenging times are coming to an end, so I want you to understand that. So perhaps that's also part of the concern. And we have the Monarch Butterfly at the bottom of the deck as well. Creative opportunities that you feel passionate about are fluttering your way. Personal growth and broadened horizons will spark fresh and original ideas. So take those two things into consideration. Like, the tough times are ending, and there are going to be these new sparks of opportunity that you're excited about. So the question would be, like, where do you want to be as you come out of this, right? As you step into being this monarch butterfly, like, where are you wanting to fly from? I am not in LA. I am based in Miami. I travel to LA on occasion. I do see clients online though, so the majority of my clients I see online. So if you are wanting to book a session or see how you can work with me, you can always reach out. There's a form at the link in my bio that you can apply to work with me. Okay, you're so welcome. Let's see what else wants to come out. We'll pull some cards for the collective. And of course, if anyone has any other questions that are coming up, let me know. Right now we're between we're in it. We're in this eclipse season, right? We're really in it. We've started Mercury retrograde, and new opportunities are arriving. We have the Bee here. You've been presented with many wonderful opportunities all at once. While this may feel stressful, remember to be grateful for the blessings you've received. This is something I've been really leaning into, gratitude, more and more, gratitude, more and more and more. And like little pieces of gratitude, because gratitude can come in all different ways, and it can come in all different sizes. It can be being really grateful for large things and large opportunities to, I'm starting to use TikTok more. And I've started saying gratitude and giving thanks for the people that are liking my posts and giving thanks for the new followers, just as I do here, right? Like, I'm so grateful for each and every one of you that shows up on this journey and path with me, because you don't have to. Like, we don't have to be in the same place, and yet we choose to be. And for that, I'm so grateful. So where can you bring more gratitude into your life? Where can you bring more thanks for the things that are already happening? Giving thanks for what is, giving thanks for what was, giving thanks for what will come, and being present with what's here right now. Because right now, like, the wheel is turning. And anyone knows traditional tarot, like, we want the wheel of fortune to spin. Expect sudden positive changes in your life. You can now move forward with and make great progress. So perhaps you've been feeling stalled. While Mercury retrograde is a time for us to slow down and reflect, for many of us there will also be an opportunity for some movement in areas in which you felt stuck, in areas which you've learned the lessons. I'm personally going through this right now with romantic relationships. Places where I once felt stuck, lessons I had felt I was continuing to learn. I know I'm at completion because I'm speaking it out loud, and I'm choosing myself, and I'm choosing what works for me in this lifetime. So we're in this beautiful time, space, and opportunity where there is so much growth available to us, where we get to choose different. I have a friend visiting me right now, and she asked me for some advice a few days ago. And the advice that I gave her is actually what I was going to write my post about today, but I'll just share it here, is about what would your life look like if you choose different? What would it look like if you chose differently? What would it look like if you chose differently, right? There are times where maybe someone just like wants to get on a call with you, like a friend, a potential client, whatever it is, a romantic interest. And You realize your time is being wasted when you have these calls with this person that it's not really in alignment with you. So what if you chose differently? What if instead you were like, you know what, like I do want to give this person some space, but here are my boundaries. I have 15 minutes for you. What would that look like? What would that feel like? So what would it feel like if we began to choose differently in alignment with what we really need, what's really right for us based on who we are and where we're continuing to ascend to? Because, like, for instance, with these calls that I was talking to a friend about, like, she is looking to shift something in her business, yet she ends up on these calls that drain her energy. So we cut it back to, okay, well, what if you do these calls for 15 minutes? Like, what would it look like to choose differently? And then all this extra space is created and there's no drained energy because there's a clear boundary, right? Even for myself, something I chose to choose differently is I no longer offer that you can simply book a session with me. It doesn't work for me right now. It doesn't feel good because the truth is I can provide different rates to different people when I feel called, right? I may not charge the same for client A as client B because the work may not be the same. The energy exchange may not be the same. So I decided in that I'm going to choose differently, and you can no longer simply just book. You get to apply to work with me. So I can also decide, hey, is this an alignment for both of us? Is this an alignment for both of our highest goods? Because listen, just because someone has money and wants to pay you doesn't mean that they're an ideal client. It simply means they have money and want to pay you. And we get to decide what feels good. We get to choose differently. We get to accept heaven's help. We get to say yes, right? Like, there have been so many clients over the last year and a half that I've gotten to fire. I've gotten to say, like, this is no longer in alignment with me or for you because I can't serve you in the ways that I know how because you're not willing or ready or desiring to receive that any longer. So what would it be like if you chose differently? Like, in choosing differently, in taking that space, I create more space for more creativity. I create more space for more art. I create more space for more music. I create space for things that continue to light me up. And in choosing that, who knows what can happen, right? So what could happen if you decided to accept heaven's help, if you decided to choose differently and understood your worthiness? What would it look like to understand your worthiness and choose yourself over and over and over again? And of course, as we're saying that, we have the dream big card. Dream big. Let go of small thoughts about yourself and see yourself succeeding. So what are those dreams you have? What are those desires? What are those wishes, wants? What is that for you? And how can you choose differently today to further access the things that you truly desire? How can you choose differently today to further access the things that you desire? We've got the alchemy card right here. I love this. I'm working with a lot of alchemy energy, turning everything into gold. That is my vibe right now. You have the Midas touch right now, and every project you begin turns to gold. So I know for me, like, that is something I am in full awareness of. I am in full awareness that everything I touch turns to gold right now. I am in full awareness that everything I touch is turning to gold right now and always, because I am choosing to step into that energy. I am choosing to be the alchemist. I am choosing to be the magician. I am choosing to be the master of my mind. I am choosing to be the artist. I am choosing, right? Because we have choice. We have choice. What do you want to choose? What do you want to turn to gold? What do you want to do? What is the magic that you want to create? I was talking with a client yesterday, one of the members of the Glow Up, and she was saying how she feels a little stuck in business right now. And she feels stuck because she doesn't really know what she wants to offer. And what I shared with her is sometimes when we don't know what we want to offer, the best thing we can do is be of service, right? Like, so right now, this is how, one of the ways that I get to show up and be of service, by simply sharing these messages. I'm glad they're hitting, they're accurate. And that's a way I get to show up. And in doing that, I'm simply connecting with source. I'm simply being in that energy and in that flow that allows me to also have more awareness of how I want to show up. So when we get to simply like play and be in the creative energy, at a certain point, it may hit us like, oh, this is something I really want to do. Like I shared last night, I'm going to take a sip of this. I shared last night over on TikTok and then shared it in my Instagram stories that right now, like for the next month, I'm not selling anything. I'm giving away a free sound healing that's for upgrading your chakras. It's a 7-day sound healing experience. You listen to the sound healing every day for 7 days, and every day you're also getting emails from me that go along with each chakra so you can elevate yourself. Because I too am in a place of elevation. And we get to go through these waves. It's easy to think like, I got to keep going, right? But I left corporate America to have freedom. I left corporate America because I'm here to help people heal. In order to do that, I need to continuously upgrade myself, my system, my body, my brain, my nervous system, my emotional body, my spiritual body, my physical body, my mental body, my financial body, right? I get to go in, dive deeper. So I've been in this deep dive, and I integrate along the journey. I share the teachings and lessons that I'm experiencing right now in real life time in my weekly glow up in my membership community. And outside of that, I get to simply experience, like in the last week, I've been working on creating more music. In the last week, the last 3 weeks, I've created this like beautiful portal out of art in my bathroom, like with all of the art in there, right? So as I'm doing those things, I'm also creating more space to be free. I'm creating more space to tune in with my authentic nature and myself from a place of this feels good and I'm excited by it and I'm lit up, which as a generator in human design, that's what we want to be doing. And it also gives me the space that anything is possible. Anything can happen. Anything is possible. Anything can happen. I'm going to say that one more time. Anything is possible. Anything can happen, right? When we put so much pressure onto how things need to happen and what it needs to look like, we get trapped. We get caught up. We often create an opportunity to self-sabotage or to find ourselves in a seemingly failure situation, even though that's not actually the truth. So when we come back to our truth, when we start in our truth, when we're aligned with our truth, it's also very connected to playtime. I love this. Playtime is here and a new dawn is underneath. So again, like this retrograde season, how can you slow down a little? How can you connect with yourself? How can you make sure that you're doing the things that you enjoy that can quite literally lead to the Midas touch, to that gold? Like, how can you lead to gold? And to me, it's playtime. Playtime is going to lead you to the gold. The dolphins know the importance of playing as joy creates miracles and manifestations. And right behind it, the worst is behind you. Positive new experiences are on the horizon. So the cards are really confirming what we're saying. The cards are simply confirming what we're saying. Alchemy, again, at the bottom of the deck. Like, you have the Midas touch. You have the Midas touch. You have it. I'm going to scroll back for a moment. I want to feel free and move to the States. I'm in the wrong country. UK is not right for me. I get overwhelmed with thinking how I want to use my gifts in the future, but being forced to take a break right now to conserve my energy for my body. Yes, especially as you're going through something like cancer treatment, conserve your energy. And instead of like feeling like I need to do, like, can you come back to your breath? Can you come back to your body? Can you come back to focusing on your mind, on simply being happy and healthy? Because what I've learned is what we go through, we grow through, we get to teach, we get to share. So this dis-ease that you're experiencing right now, what is this dis-ease here to teach you? And for any of us, right? Like, what is the dis-ease in our life here to teach us? Whether it be disease and it's a physical illness, or dis-ease and we're simply uncomfortable. Dis-ease is always here to teach us. Sometimes it's simply to slow down, to come back to the present, to remember how wonderful and great your life already is. And sometimes we forget, right? Like, guess what, you guys? No matter where we move, like, you'll still be there. No matter where you go, you will still be there. No matter where you go, you will still be there. So it's best to face yourself where you are right now so you can grow from there. Because, like, I remember, like, I've moved multiple times. I moved from New York to LA and to Miami. And no matter what, like, it was still me. Like, I was still coming with me. Luckily, I was doing the growth work, so I never felt like, oh my God, like, why are these patterns repeating in the same way, blah, blah, blah. No, because I was choosing to grow and I was choosing to alchemize things along the way. But it's easy to say, like, I'm unhappy here, so I'm going to move somewhere else. Like, it's sunny and warmer there, and that's going to make me happy. Yes, and you still need to take the actions. You still need to go outside and take the walk. You still need to do the things that you need to do in order to be happy, because you can be miserable in the rain and you could be miserable in the sunshine. Like, if you're fucking miserable, you're miserable. If you're unhappy, you're unhappy. So much of the work starts first right here. Right here. Change your mind, change your life. Change your mind, change your life. I don't know why I'm going to sing that, but change your mind, change your life. Change your mind, change your life. Ooh, we love a little pampering card. Pampering princess. When you treat yourself like royalty, you also set the precedence for what treatment you are willing to accept for others. You also set the precedence for what treatment you're willing to accept for others. A princess doesn't question her deservingness of the best, and neither should you. Your self-pampering desires and rituals are now non-negotiables. Time to show yourself that you are willing to give yourself the fullness of what you want. This also includes being in full receivership and allowing others to serve your every whim. Have fun, Your Highness. What royal act of decadence would you be giving to yourself first? So what is a way that you can show up and give yourself some decadence? I'm not avoiding or running away. It's about quality of life and spiritual community. Yes, and that's totally possible too, right? Like, there are so many different things. I also would challenge you to see, where can you find spiritual community in the UK? I don't know where you're based, but I know I've had multiple clients out of London who I've worked with. I also, I went to London over the summer and connected with like some incredible mediums and healers there. So there's definitely, I don't know like the meetup situation of it, but there's definitely a lot of people in London who are spiritually connected. I mean, some of the biggest mediumship schools are there as well. Again, I don't know the community, and I know the quality of life. It's a little cold and not that, a little rainy. But I would see like where can you tune into that there? Because then when you do choose to move, it will only amplify in that next place. So can you find some of that where you are right now? Tears of truth. Allow whatever you're authentically feeling to come up and out. This is a great reminder for all of us, men, women that are on here. Hey, Adam. The tears of truth allow whatever you're authentically feeling to come up and out. It is safe for you to tap into your emotions. It is safe for you to connect with your feelings. It is safe for you to be vulnerable. It is safe for you to be vulnerable. It is safe for you to be vulnerable. Hey, David. Hi, Courtney. So allow whatever you're authentically feeling to come up and out. Do not shy away from your rawness, your pains, your hurts. Your tears are truth tellers. Crying is not a sign of weakness. Your willingness to fully experience your life is pure strength. As each precious tear falls away, take pride in the fact that you're getting to know yourself deeply. Honor each drop for beauty it holds and give thanks that you are capable of feeling such depths. How are your tears serving you and your highest good? So I know that's something for me that I used to be why am I so emotional? Why am I so emotional? Why do I feel so deeply? And there were times where I wish I didn't feel so deeply, that I wish I could have taken some of the emotions away. But what's happened is, as I've calmed my nervous system, as I've found peace within myself, when I experience the emotions I experience, they're not as intense anymore. And now I can navigate them differently. With that, I allow the tears. I allow what wants to come because it's here to teach me a lesson. It's all here to teach us a lesson. I went out with a man this weekend. We went on 2 dates. One was lovely. The second one was all right. But on the second date, I realized this isn't aligned for me fully. And even though I know that, and I know the whys, and I can recognize it, there was still a level of sadness, right? And I allowed myself to process the sadness, and tears came up. And the tears came up because I was honoring my truth, my tears, my truth, that while this man has so many good qualities, the ones that don't align for me are things that I've already experienced in my past. And I have no desire to change anyone. I have no desire to change anyone. If someone wants to change, that's on them. That's not on me. So I cried knowing that I am letting go of parts of me. And he was simply a reflection of those old parts of me, the part of me that used to be willing to go with the flow just to be cool and whatever it is, but that's not who I am anymore. I don't really want to go out late on a Saturday night and drink because quite honestly, I want to get up early on Sunday and do my meditation and get in my Kundalini yoga and maybe go for a swim at the ocean and connect to have a nice walk with my dog in the morning, right? And these are things that don't feel as aligned if I'm out having a late night. So we can cry tears for those past versions of ourselves, those versions that once served us that simply don't serve us anymore. Love you, David. So, it's a beautiful thing when we can see ourselves evolve, when we can see ourselves grow, when we can see ourselves enter into these new chapters. And again, these new chapters are very much present for us. We've got the polar bear here, unity. Embrace this time of deep spiritual growth. Spend time with others who are on the sacred path. Compare traditional methods with new ideas. So even Katie, you were saying you want more community. Maybe you can join something online, whether it be my weekly glow up program or something else. There is, I love that you just did a polar plunge and look at that unity. And there is a way to connect exactly where you are. Where you are is exactly where you need to be. Oh, I love that. As I said that, Kieran just joined and she is also in the UK. So there is a beautiful community there as well. And then of course, find your community online. If you're not finding people in person, in your present day to day, then like, we could try going to new places, like check out a local crystal shop, check out a bookstore, like go on Eventbrite, find a meditation or a yoga class that feels different and interesting to you. And that's often what I do. Like, a lot of my friends, like my regular friends in my life, aren't deeply into the spiritual work that I do, right? Like they're regular humans having their regular human experience. They accept what I do. They appreciate what I do. They love to listen to my insights. With that, they're not like coming with me to Kundalini yoga every day. They're not going with me to Kundalini activation process events. These are things that I get to do for me on my own, on my journey. And sometimes I meet other people that are aligned, and sometimes it's simply just for me. So some of us are also like the hunter, right? We go out, we hunt the information, we gather it, and we bring it back to the community. And this is like something we've been doing for many lifetimes in different ways, right? Like, I'm not like hunting for food in this lifetime and bringing it back. Instead, I'm like hunting deep within for my wisdom, surfacing it, and sharing it. So, we've done this before in different ways. We've done this before in different ways. So we've got meditation coming up. Meditation. So for some of you, you're really needing to get quiet. And listen, as someone who like didn't always love to meditate and still don't always love to meditate, you can find a way that works for you. So meditation, like my first form of meditation that worked for me was sound healing. So as I said, if you click the link in my bio, there's a free sound healing, and you'll listen to it for 7 days. You could listen to it for longer. You can listen to it for 28 days and go through the chakras 4 different times, right? So grab that sound healing. If you're having trouble meditating, grab that sound healing. Tune into it. You could tune into it sitting still. You could put it on, go for a walk. You could put it on before you're going to sleep to simply be in that energy, right? Kundalini is another form of meditation. Like there are different mantras. You could meditate with mantras. So perhaps like in meditation with mantra, you could stay a little more present and aware. Active meditations are good. And also, if you choose to meditate in silence and thoughts come up, that is okay. Like if you think people just meditate and are silent, like you're wrong. We're working to clear out the thoughts, and also we acknowledge them. So we don't want to push the thoughts aside. We don't want to push away what's coming up in meditation. We want to acknowledge it and then let it go. Acknowledge and let it go. Acknowledge, come back to the peace. Acknowledge, come back to the peace. That's how we continue to drop in further and further. Like I'm on day 34 of a Kundalini practice. Every day I've been waking up doing this Kriya. And there are days where I fight it. That I'm like, oh God, I really don't want to do this. Like, do I want to hold my hands in the air like this for 6 minutes between these positions? Not necessarily. And I'm willing to show up for it because that's what helps me alchemize myself. That's what helps me turn to gold. So I think those are kind of the messages for today. I think maybe that's where we'll leave it. I'm going to read this one last card that's here. That was already pulled out from the full moon from my class I taught last Monday. The days, they are going quick. Last Monday. Be assertive, believe in yourself, and don't let anyone take away your personal power. Trust that your inner guidance is true and follow it completely. I'm hearing 50 Cent magic stick. That's what I'm hearing. Like, I'm not hearing it as like as much as that beat, but like you've got the magic stick. Like you have the magic. You get to decide what you want to do with it. You have the magic. Now I'm hearing that song. I've got the magic in me. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. You've got the magic. Like, you've got the magic. I'm going to say that again as Emily joins. Like, you've got the magic. It's funny, Emily, right before you joined, as I was saying, you've got the magic. I was like, we're all children, like of Disney, right? Like, we all grew up on some level with Disney. We all understand magic. We all understand magic on some level. With that, like, we grew up on Disney, so we also understand duality. We also understand how to turn things into gold, right? If you know Rumpelstiltskin, like Rumpelstiltskin spun the like, not yarn, but like whatever you call that, hay, I think it was hay, like into gold, right? So we know what alchemy looks like. We know we can spin things into gold. We know that we're magicians. We know that we can change energy. We know that we're shapeshifters. And if we don't know that, like, allow me to tell you all these things. Allow me to tell you all these things. You are these things. These things are you. Maybe it's not conscious. Perhaps it's subconscious, and that's why you need to hear it right now to awaken to the reminder that you are a magician. You are an alchemist. You are magic. Like, you are magic. When I sign my journal, when I write a journal entry, I always write, I am love, I am light, I am Lauren. And it's simply because that is what I am. I am love and light. I am love and light. You know, when we ask ourselves, like, who am I? What am I? So many people are like, oh, well, I'm a teacher, right? Or whatever your career is. I'm a healer. I'm a coach. I'm a sound healer. Like, yes, all of those things are true. They're facets of what I do and who I be. But what I am, I'm Lauren. I am love. I am light. I'm a magician. I am happy. I am soulful. I am a survivor. I am joyful. I am patient. I am, right? Like, all of these things, like, what comes up for you when you ask yourself, like, what are you? Literally working on something with the word alchemy right now. Look at that. Look at that. All right. I'm just going to take a quick glance. I don't think I missed anything. All right. I think that is it for everyone today. You guys, I turned it over and the I am presence is right there with grounding underneath, but like the I am presence, which is exactly where we just ended this conversation. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for joining me this morning. For those of you that are just tuning in now, the replay will be up. As a reminder, while I'm not offering any services right now, I am offering you a free chakra sound healing experience. So click the link in my bio and grab that if it aligns for you. Kara, I love you. Thank you for staying around. I saw you join at the beginning. It's always such a pleasure to see you. I hope to see you in the real world soon. Sending you all so much love. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I'll see you soon.